It's been too long. We miss you guys. We want to see the listeners. We want to hang out and have fellowship. So we are back to putting on conferences. And the first one is happening January 29th in 2022 in Burleson, Texas. It's called Reforming Evangelism, Recovering and Restoring the Call to Preach Christ.
Now, this is not just a call to evangelize, but a call to correct both our hearts and our habits in our responsibility to preach the gospel to everyone.
I love these one-day conferences, man. These are a good time. We get to have some fun, exploring scripture together, encouraging one another, spending time together, hanging out. And these are our friends at Graceview Baptist Church that are hosting it. So this is great. Now, for them to get in on the good stuff here, they're going to have to go to doctrineanddevotion.com/SW conference, because it's like a Southwest conference.
That's right. doctrineanddevotion.com/SW conference. Now, Joe, we've got number of sessions going on. We got session 1, a better understanding of evangelism.
Yep.
Session 2, overcoming obstacles to evangelism. Then building bridges to evangelism, and finishing off with cultivating zeal for evangelism.
Of course, these are just the titles. We might totally change it all and just do something different. We just kind of make it up, right?
But make sure you're ready for January 29th over down in Burleson, Texas. Head on over to doctrineanddevotion.com/SW conference to register today.
Welcome to Doctrine and Devotion, a podcast that explores Christian faith and practice from a Reformed Baptist perspective. My name is Joe Thorne. I'm the lead pastor of Redeemer Fellowship in St. Charles, Illinois.
And I'm Jimmy Fowler, executive pastor at Redeemer Fellowship.
It is December now. When you're hearing this, it's December.
December 2nd.
Yes. Finally.
Yeah, you ready?
I'm ready. Listen, I like Christmas. I like the holidays. Even if I'm struggling and I'm down, there's aspects of it that I always appreciate. Of course, the incarnation, the gospel, but there's
I like how you put that like as an aside.
Yeah.
Of course, these things too.
Yeah, Jesus and all that stuff. What I'm saying is, like, there is for me always a melancholy aspect to the holidays in the best of times, because I don't think I've ever been able, and I think most people, right, can't really work through the holidays without there being some sort of comparison to the brokenness and the neediness of the world or in our own lives and the joy of this season. Now, some people, of course, are just so afflicted. They're so beaten up that they don't find much joy at all during this time of year. But I think even for those that do, there is, an element of darkness and sadness that the Christmas season, I think, addresses. Whether you're looking at those old stories, movies, there's elements of sadness and discouragement and darkness, as well as light, So, it's not all, well, okay. Like, for example.
Oh.
For example. Mm-hmm. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm going to try to guess the movie.
Okay.
Because it's going to be a movie. Am I right?
It'll be a couple movies, yeah.
Okay.
All right,
hold on. I'm trying to think.
No, okay, yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think like Christmas theme.
Okay. But a true Christmas movie, like people would recognize, true Christmas movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say maybe It's a Wonderful Life. No. Elf.
Come on. Lethal Weapon. Like, just come on. All right. So, anyways.
All right. Lethal Weapon.
Okay, no.
Is it
in Lethal Weapon?
Oh, it is.
There is Peter McAllister.
Okay.
Is the villain?
Yep.
Peter McAllister. Sound familiar?
Peter McAllister.
Mm-hmm.
Home Alone kid.
Home Alone dad. Same name.
Ooh.
Peter McAllister.
Mind blown.
Mm-hmm. Darkness and light.
Dude, that's a stretch. That is a stretch.
Okay, I don't know how you figure that. How do you figure that?
Just because it's the same name.
Yeah, 1987, Peter McAllister, bad guy, quote unquote, dies. But then in like 91 or whenever Home Alone comes out, there's Peter McAllister.
There he is again.
In witness protection with his family, abandoning his son because he doesn't care.
Who directed and who Who's the writer?
Okay, well, the first Lethal Weapon was Shane Black, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the writer of Home Alone.
Google it.
All right, Home Alone. Nobody's going to care.
No, I want to care because if it's Shane Black.
It's not. It's not. No, for a fact it's not.
Oh, okay. Well,
no,
then.
Because I know Shane Black. Lethal.
Because I'm about to say, if it is a save, that's amazing.
Home Alone. Sorry. Home Alone writer. All right, the John Hughes, of course. Yeah, duh. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that was amazing, pod. Thanks, Joey.
Yeah, well, I stole it from Confused Breakfast. They brought that up. I wouldn't have drawn that connection. They were talking about Lethal Weapon, and they were like, Peter McCall. I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, same name. I was like, oh, what do you know?
Let me go ahead and steal their content from mine.
Thanks, guys. So yeah, man. Yeah, no, I like Christmas. I'm playing the music.
Yeah.
Doing the whole thing.
Nice.
Getting into the. I'll be honest. The last few years, I've been so, I don't know, busy, distracted, whatever. I haven't gotten the Christmas vibe personally. I'm gonna get it this year. I'm getting the Christmas vibe.
You're gonna force yourself to get it.
I will force the feels. That's what it is.
Force the feels.
Force the Christmas feels.
I'm pretty sure some guys go to jail for that.
No. I mean, not this guy.
Not this guy?
Not this guy.
All right.
No, because I just want to have those, like those Christmas tingles, like you hear the songs and, it's like all the, yeah.
I don't understand it. And I don't understand you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're surprised?
Well, because all year round, you're the Grinch.
Yes.
And then for 1 month...
What happens to the Grinch, son?
the Grinch's heart grew 10 times too large.
That's right. That's a little too much. Let's not get carried away. I ain't going that far.
And then are you telling me like January 1st at like...
Oh, no, it's gone. No, listen, we like to put the tree up early. We've had a tree up on our back porch for a while now. We're recording this before Thanksgiving.
Why? How long's a while?
I don't know. A week or two.
Why?
Because it's an outdoor fake tree. Just put it up with the lights on it, man. It looks nice.
Ah, fake.
But we get the real tree, put that up. We go right after Thanksgiving, we get that sucker. We would do it before, but most Christmas tree places don't like to sell them. So you can't cut them down. Most of them don't like you to get in there early. So yeah, I would put it up November 1.
They don't like you getting it early?
Nope. In fact, most Christmas tree farms
people must hate making money early.
Yeah, I don't know what the rationale is.
I really hate making money.
Yeah, there's a reason.
You know what? This is crazy.
Yeah. Well, talk to them.
Crazy.
Because we had to talk our way in 1 year.
For
early.
what? I don't understand it.
Don't sell. No, we're not doing it.
Is it union?
No.
Is it union?
I could. I shouldn't say no because I really don't know.
Because
I'm fairly
Google,
sure.
Christmas tree union.
Is there a Christmas
tree union?
Okay. Here we go. Ready?
Yep.
Christmas Tree Farm
Union.
Okay. Christmas Tree Farm Union. What is the median pay for a Christmas tree farmer?
That's not the same. Okay.
Oh, by the way, from $18,000 to $57,000 a year. Median salary $44,000 for a Christmas tree farmer.
So $22 an hour.
It's not bad if that's all you're doing. It's not bad. You know what we like to do?
What's that?
We get our Christmas tree,
and
we go there and we either cut it down or if we don't have time, we just pick one of the ones at the farm.
You go to this one out here over on
out west.
Yep.
Yeah. Kuipers. Yeah, it's where we've gone a lot most of the time. So we're gonna, but it's not. We tip ridiculous for the guy that wraps our tree stupid because it's a gift. We consider this as a gift. We always try to tip well.
Yep. Here comes the flex.
Yeah, and it's not a flex.
Here comes the flex.
We want these. First of all, these guys are out in the cold. I don't know how much they're making. I don't think it's a lot.
$22 an hour.
They're hustling. No, those are the farmers. These are the guys that hired hands.
$15 an hour.
Probably not in Biden's world, but yeah, we like that. We're like. Boom. So we give him like $1,000. Okay, maybe not. But we do. We give him
take a zero off.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Which still is extremely generous.
But just something like because
wow.
Yeah, it's nice.
Thank you for making all of us feel horrible with our $20, $40 gifts.
Well, you know what? Maybe you have more kids than we do.
And so you give it to each of the guys?
No, there's one guy that deals with the tree.
So there's sometimes two.
No, these are no.
Now, I've been to Kuipers. I get two.
I've been going for years.
Yeah,
and
same.
There's one guy, the primary guy. He might get some help. But there's one guy.
Exactly. And so I take care of both of them.
No, there's one guy.
I take care of both.
Well, yeah.
I'm equal opportunity.
I'm still taking care of the one, and he can share it, and it's still probably better than your $15 tip.
Never. How dare you? Secondly,
I know how Jimmy tips. Jimmy's not cheap.
Secondly, you're giving it to the farmer guy who's making more money than the other guys.
I go right to the owner. By the way, I go, hey man, nice trees.
Do what you want with this, as you will, sir.
Whatever you want, baby. All right. Hey, listen. We got some emails in.
All right, we got some emails,
and I thought we should probably answer a couple of these.
All right.
Let's avoid names because I'm not 100% sure.
So, new pastor.
That's the subject of the email. New pastor.
I'd like to stay anonymous if you are to answer this.
Okay.
All right. So Steve McCoy writes.
Yes. Shh, don't say that.
I've been a longtime member at a church in my community. Midway through last year, our pastor was called to a new church.
How he left you? Go ahead.
He was a great shepherd, great teaching. We have now brought in a new pastor. He is a very nice guy. Personal, good teacher. When you start with, he's a very nice guy.
So everybody loves this guy.
Everybody.
He's gold.
He's fantastic.
Heart of gold.
He was that he doesn't put but. He's a very nice guy. Personal, good teacher. He was a professor for many years and had not led a church in many years. I've heard rumblings from other members and have, I've felt a similar feeling.
Okay. So some are complaining. You're vibing with
that.
them.
I'm just not feeling it.
Not feeling it.
I think he's a great man, and he definitely has a heart for the Lord. If I were in his class, I think he would make a great professor. To me, it just doesn't carry over to sermons.
So preaching is the issue here.
I hope this makes sense. What would you guys recommend?
I recommend you repent.
A new heart? I'm so sorry, Steve.
How dare you come against God's anointed?
But listen.
All right.
There is a difference, though. There is a difference between someone teaching in an academic sense and someone preaching in the local church.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And there are some guys there are some professors who are naturally oriented to a kind of energetic teaching that would translate to preaching better than others.
Yeah.
And some are more lecture oriented.
So like Dr. Quiggle, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Quiggle, I could tell as I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, this is a class.
Yeah.
Like I know, like
if you don't know, we had in a church history professor come in to lead us to
correct.
preach for
Now,
us.
he definitely points to the gospel.
Oh yeah.
He definitely points to the gospel. He hit the gospel. But I can, tell, having been in classes, having gone through, lectures, and sitting under preaching, like there is a difference.
Yeah.
And like you said, he did it well. He did it so well that people didn't feel like they were in a lecture.
Yeah. And also because it's a one-off.
Correct.
It's also kind of fun. Like, oh, this is a different.
It's a novelty.
Yeah, it's a different way.
And his name is Dr. Quiggle.
Yeah, everybody called him like Quigley, Quibble, Kibble. They called him all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I'll tell you this. Like, I'm not a fan of all of his theology. But
why do you feel the need to?
No,
share
not
that?
Quiggle. I'm talking about somebody else.
Oh,
no, Quiggle. No, I like Bruce Ware. I had Bruce Ware in seminary. And so we disagreed on a number of things, right? And some of his Trinity stuff, I'm not a fan of, whatever. But Homeboy is energetic, enthusiastic. When he is teaching, this is a guy who believes it, who is excited about it. It's in his lectures. Like, he's electric when he's teaching. He's one of those guys. So I would imagine if you plug him into a service somewhere, that's going to come out more readily than some teachers who are just more lecture oriented.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I had a professor that I loved his classes. They were just chock full of just
Chock full.
At
Judson?
At Judson. of just
Of
truth.
something. Oh,
Wow.
I don't
Dang,
know.
dude. Why do you such hate on Judson so
liberal
much?
guys over there, man. I don't know what you got going on.
First of all, there were.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know. But there are also some very solid guys over there, too.
Solid guys, but it actually, and here, you know what? I'm going to throw this out there for people that are like Joe that like the echo chamber. Actually, never mind, you went to Moody.
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong guy.
So you understand.
Yeah.
You understand the benefit.
Oh, no. Listen, some of y'all don't need to go to a reformed school. Especially if you're well acquainted, thoroughly reformed, and you understand.
Yeah.
You benefit from going to a place where you got to fight.
Yeah, you got to fight. You got to fight for that grade. And then
Fight for the truth. Yeah.
Yeah, and the grade.
Yeah.
You got to fight for that.
I never cared about the grade. But go ahead.
I still cared for the grade.
Nah, didn't bother me.
It bothered me. But
I'd still like to compare GPAs. We'll do it after.
What was yours?
I don't know. I have to look it up.
Really?
Yeah.
If you don't know it offhand, you didn't do very well.
I just didn't care.
No, you didn't do very well.
I got A's and B's, mostly A's.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same.
But
Yeah.
one of us didn't care. One of us skipped a lot of classes to go watch movies at Tinseltown.
Yeah. And what Tinseltown? You weren't over here.
No, Tinseltown in Louisville.
I was thinking of the one over here in Aurora.
No, I ain't going to that one. You
I mean,
me?
hey,
Get shot at that
Yeah,
one.
listen, hey, and one of us, yeah, and one of us needed Russ Moore to get us our diploma.
First of all, Russ Moore helped me with a 2-credit class.
Oh, nonetheless, it must have been nice. Your privilege must have really helped.
No,
you there.
he never would have helped me if I wasn't a miniature person like him.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Didn't know where I was going, did you?
Nope. But anyways, I love this professor. I loved his classes.
What was good about him?
Very well thought out. It was very well thought out. I mean, he had a cadence, but it wasn't a preaching cadence.
Yeah.
He had a bit of a southern drawl, which kind of drew in.
Negative. Go ahead.
But it was more that he always looked at here's how everything connected. But he never presented it like here's the view you should have. He'd say, here's what it says. Here's what historically reconcile that.
Yeah, here's how people have interpreted it.
Correct.
Yeah, I think the best professors don't just tell you what to think; they teach you how to think. Right?
That's it.
Yeah, Kugel did that.
Here's look at these. Here's the 4 different views on it. Like not using the 4 views, but you know what I mean.
Same thing though. It's good.
But and so all right, now I disagree with maybe one of your position, but can you back that up?
Yeah.
Like you backed it up. Great.
Yeah, figure it out, right? Figure it out and try to be ruthlessly biblical. So this guy has a new pastor, and listen, so he's nice, he's personal, and he's a good teacher. So he's communicating truth, but there's something about his preaching that isn't landing, and you're having trouble with it, and some people are having trouble with it, and they're talking about it. So there's a couple of things to deal with here.
Ooh, I'll let you deal with that stuff. Go.
On the front end, it's way too early to be having any feelings about any of this. You got to give people time.
Yes. He needs to find his preaching voice.
Yeah, and listen, if he hasn't been preaching regularly, that's going to take some time. It will develop. That will come more and more online. Also,
I don't think I found my preaching voice till this year.
Yeah, when you copied mine. Oh, that was so funny. I noticed you really found your voice when you just gave up and started preaching like me. Yeah. Jimmy's giving me the look of death.
You know, Joey, there's so many things I love about you.
Yeah.
And there are other things.
Listen, Jimmy, let me just say, I want to say this. I want to be really clear.
Here we go.
Okay?
No,
you're a nice guy.
You're
personal.
Here it comes.
You're a very good teacher.
Why? What?
You just didn't realize what I was doing.
It took me a moment. I looked down. I'm like, oh, there it is.
Bro, you are a very good teacher, a very good preacher. That's why you preach at places, not just here. Like,
I know. Yeah. I'm just saying it takes a while.
It does. It took me years. It took me years.
When you're
to find
not
my
regularly doing it, right? It's going to take longer.
It took me years regularly doing it to find my voice, I would say. It really did. And when I finally got comfortable with communicating the way that I communicate,
yes,
then my preaching was better. So keep that in mind. Number 2, even if he was great, you're still going to compare him and not like him as much as your previous guy. That's just going to be a thing.
That's a fact.
You got it. So be slow. Don't move too quickly. Okay. 3rd, who's talking? And what are they saying? Because this could be a problem.
That sounds like a little gossip.
It could be gossip. Now, if somebody's just going, yeah, man, I really like this guy. Yeah, I'm struggling with kind of vibing with his preaching. But, okay, that's not gossip. That's just talking. But that can very easily become gossip, murmuring,
Yeah.
Just be careful. Be careful with that. And be an advocate for your guy. He is your pastor. So be an advocate.
Yeah.
But now, listen, if the congregation or if a member of the congregation thinks there is a real problem with something that's happening in ministry, then you should go and talk to your leaders about it and and ask him about it. Listen, and there's a way to do that. Listen, if I had a real problem with, let's just say I was in a church and we lost our pastor because he abandoned us to go to some awesome, like cool church somewhere else. And then we got this new guy in, and he was a professor and he was a little dry. I'm just throwing that in there. Then I would want to talk to him and I would be like, hey, listen, man, so grateful. And I would say everything you said, man, you're obviously a good teacher, really benefit from what you're doing. But how do you, like, I'm struggling to connect with some of your preaching style. And I'm wondering, like, what's your view of preaching style? Like, you could talk, there's ways to talk about it that might be a little uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to be adversarial.
And I think I want to touch again, just something hit me here that I think is really important that Joe said. Like, give the guy time, but be extremely gracious with this man. Because look at the timeline of this. Halfway through last year in the pandemic, your pastor left, went to a different church. I don't know what's going on at your church, but somehow, some way, he was feeling the need to, feeling the call to leave, right? That communicates something. This guy was a college professor for how many years, and now being brought into the local church assembly. With everything going on, a lot of people have left their jobs at institutions, right? Whether they were let go because of financial instability, or whether maybe this is an individual that wasn't going to go with some of the new programs or directions, depending on what school it was, for what they were going to, require of their staff to sign off or be a part of, right?
And this is a risk for him to transition to a new vocation and a church.
Yes.
That's a risk.
That's a risk.
No guarantee that church is going to be able to support him in a couple of years.
So give a bit of grace here, because, this individual has uprooted and changed a bit of a trajectory. So for a number of people that go off to, there's a track. There's a thought of, okay, I'm going to go into the local church assembly, and so I'm going to be focusing on this area of study.
Right.
And then others that do have this sense of, like, I'm looking at full-time academic vocation. And that's a different track. That's a different skill set that's learned and, as they're studying. So this person has for whatever reason made a shift, and it might have been a shift that they sense God calling them to, or they may have sensed this is where God is, like, forcing me into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, patience is going to be paramount here. You need to be patient with this guy, with your church's transition. It's big. Bringing on a new preaching pastor, lead pastor, senior pastor, means a lot. It has a lot of implications.
And 2021 adds a bit more, 2020 adds a lot to that.
Yeah, this is the worst time.
Yeah.
It's not a great time, put it that way, to be the new guy at a church. So listen, man, it's okay to not be vibing with his preaching, but here's my advice to people when you're not vibing with your preacher. Keep your Bible open, track with him. But as he's preaching, make sure you're focused on the text, dive deep into the text, be sure to be applying it to yourself, be a good listener. It doesn't matter how good a preacher is. If you're not a good listener, you're not going to benefit from it. Yeah. So listen, take it in, take notes, draw your own applications if you're not finding enough specific application for you. And then in time, I think this is what Jimmy was getting at, give him time, but in time, if it needs to be addressed, then gently, kindly, graciously, ask. Ask about, like, how are you, because listen, I'm trying to think of, like, how somebody would ask me, and I would rather them just be direct. I would rather them go, hey, I'm having a hard time tracking because your preaching, while has good content, it's not hitting me or it's not helping me in these particular ways. If it's just like, I don't like it, that's not helpful. But if you say, like, I'm not seeing the connection to my life, then that's a directive that they can respond to.
Yep.
Or if, like, I'm not seeing how this connects to the gospel, there you go. So give some specific, in time, give some specific feedback that the person can actually respond to, not just a general, not feeling it.
Meh. All right. Want to do one more?
Yeah, well, I'm going to say his name.
All right.
Not sure.
First time going to a church.
Oh.
Hey, Jimmy and Joe. Ordered by...
That's not important.
I'm going to read it.
Okay, fine.
So, hey, Jimmy and Joe.
I should have cut that out.
Ordered by Importance.
He's maybe spelled impotence, but go ahead.
What is wrong with you? I have recently started visiting churches because the church I was going to made it clear that Calvinist Reformed thinking is not accepted or wanted.
Okay. Been
I
there.
visited church with about 100 people, and it was looking really good.
Nice.
The whole service was focused around Scripture. The songs were great Scriptures-based songs. The sermon was a great sermon. He preached on Colossians 3, 20-21, and he did a great job expositing the Scripture and showing the gospel of Christ through it.
Nice.
And they also did Lord's Supper, and it was done. It was well done and Scripture-based.
Sweet. Hey, thanks for writing in, man. Good word.
Now comes a concern.
Oh.
I hold the belief that when visiting a church for the very first time, only on the first time, a person/family should not initiate conversation.
Okay.
They should allow the body to come and welcome them. After the service, I sat in my seat. Wait, is there a second page?
Yep.
Oh, hold on. Sat in my seat. Hold on, Joe. Sorry.
I sat in my seat for 5 minutes, and for 5 minutes, no one talked to me or even acknowledged me. Not even a hi or a nod. So I got up and left. I understand that I'm a single 31-year-old man. I do not expect a woman to walk up and talk to me, but there were plenty of men that could have. Question number 1. Am I wrong? Should I have, on the very first visit, sought out conversation? Should I have sat around longer? Question 2. Should I go back since everything else was great and give them another shot? Question 3. Should I call the pastor and let him know my experience? My concern is that a non-believer would come and have this experience and leave to spread the word that this is not a welcoming church. Very good questions. Really great email. Thank you for sending this, Steve McCoy. All right, so question number 1.
You know what? Nah, in the spirit of the church you went to, we're not even going to acknowledge it.
Acknowledge what?
This message. We're done. I'm going to go ahead and hit the button here.
Okay, we're out. Bye.
Bye.
Go ahead. See you. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to Doctrine and Devotion.
We're so dumb.
All right. So, listen, you have developed some sort of standard, right? You say in here...
I mean, I believe we can call this extra biblical standard.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be mean, dude, but like you invented sort of a thing where... I hold to the belief. You should not hold to this belief. I'll tell you right now. You should not hold to this belief. I hold to the belief. Where did this belief come from? Not from Scripture. That's for sure. I hold to the belief that when visiting a church for the very first time, only on the first time, a person should not initiate conversation. I'm sorry, dude. I appreciate so much of what you've had, your questions in here. That is a silly conviction to hold.
Yeah.
Now, listen, I agree. People should be coming to you. Mm-hmm. They should be reaching out to you. They should be welcoming you. But for you to not initiate conversation is in no way a biblical concept. So yes, they should be welcoming you. They should approach you. Men and women, by the way. Just because you're a single dude doesn't mean women shouldn't come. Women should feel free to come and talk to you, and it should not be a weird thing. There's nothing weird or suggestive about that. But yes, I think you should have sought out conversation. I don't think you should have sat around longer. I think you should have sought out conversation. Introduce yourself. Because here's the reality. People are weird. People are fickle. And congregations are different. And some people... And here's how it's a church of 100. So there is a concern that I would have. A church of 100 usually knows we're small, so we know if people are being greeted or not. Like, the pastor should have greeted you. Church of 100... No excuse for a pastor not to come up and say, hey, unless he's clearly tied up with somebody else and just didn't get the chance.
Yeah.
So there could be an excuse. But the point being, like, you should have been greeted. Absolutely. You should have been welcome. Somebody should have been, hey, man, how long have you been coming? Is this your first time? Oh, that's normal. But your sort of litmus test, I don't buy it.
Yeah, you need to be like Elsa and let it go.
Wait a minute. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Let it go.
I don't know about that.
Let it go.
Yeah, I think there were some questionable things in that. I'm not sure.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I've seen some conspiracy YouTube videos about it. I'll stay out of it. I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, the wind is howling, like, in the swirling storm inside.
Okay, well,
you're holding on to this conviction. You couldn't keep it in, and heaven knows you tried.
Yeah, but then, like, she doesn't say kill people.
But you know what? You are but you are saying here, writer. Don't let them in. Don't let them see. Be the quiet boy sitting on your seat.
You're so
Conceal,
happy.
don't feel, don't let them know Well, now they'll know because they're going to go let the pastor know.
Yeah. All right. So question number one. Yeah, man. Listen. And here's the thing. And I'm with you. They should have reached out. Like that's
absolutely.
That's a weird thing. Especially the problem is in a big church, everybody thinks somebody else is taking care of it, which is not good. But in a small church, that you should. It's kind of you're going to stick out.
Yeah. So here's where we both want to acknowledge this, right? Like it is weird. It is weird that someone didn't say something. And so I'm going to jump down to 3, right? I think at some point, I do think it's actually healthy to talk to the pastor. Say,
100%.
Just so you know, like my first experience, this is what I experienced.
Yep.
Right? Because I can't think of a church that I've gone to of 100 or less. I actually get I have to prepare myself. I'm like, I know someone's going to come talk to me.
I don't want anybody to talk to me.
It's like I'm on vacation. I'm kind of here, just kind of thinking, but I know someone's going to talk to me. But I prepare myself for it, because I don't want to have the resting Baptist face. I don't want to be cold all, so I have to prepare myself knowing, all right, someone's going to come say something to me.
Right. And when it doesn't happen, it is a little weird. Jen and I, we visited large churches on a number of occasions, and nobody says boo to us.
Yeah.
But when we go to a small church, generally speaking, people are like, hey.
Yeah. So you're right. It is a little weird. And I think that is helpful feedback.
Yeah. Pastors want to know this. Listen, I ask every newcomer. One of the places I do this is at our newcomers lunch. We have a newcomers lunch. So newcomers are invited. We have catered food. It's a good time. It's lots of fun. Everybody enjoys it. It's a really good time. And one of the things I ask is, how many of you felt warmly welcomed? Show of hands.
Nice.
By our people.
Nice.
Be honest.
Yep.
Did anybody feel like you were ignored, or did nobody approach you? And sometimes they get the hands up. And I'm like, okay, well, listen, first of all, let me apologize. I am so sorry that you felt neglected. I'm so sorry that nobody reached out to you. We actually push our people to do this. And normally we don't even have to push because our people want to meet new people. Somehow you were neglected. I apologize. And we will make an effort to encourage our people to be reaching out. It's a really good thing. Now, here's the truth. Sometimes, and I'm not saying this is you, homeboy, but sometimes people have a face. They have a puss on.
Oh, yeah. No, I try not to have it because I know I'll have it. Well, I know I'm going to have it.
Listen, and both of us have strikes against us walking into a church. With the beard, you got long hair. Yeah. And if we're not smiling,
and you shouldn't be smiling. Oh, I'm sorry.
Why shouldn't I smile?
I'm sorry.
What's wrong with my smile?
I'm just so sorry.
What's wrong? I don't understand.
The meth mouth. It is off-putting.
First of all, I never smile. Sorry. I smile. I never smile with my teeth. I never smile. I always go,
sorry.
Lips closed. My whole life.
That's even weirder.
No. That's how I smile. Is it creepy?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
You look like it.
Okay. Oh, hey, Georgie. Okay, so listen, honestly, some people don't want to approach people because you look like you're in a bad mood, and that's not you, but sometimes there's still no excuse. It doesn't matter. People still need to approach you.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
So,
and I'm sorry, Joey, you don't have meth mouth.
I'm the one that coined the phrase for myself, meth mouth, so I know I've got it. You know what the other day? So you ever hear of purple shampoo?
What?
Purple shampoo.
No.
Purple shampoo is a thing that girls use. I'm sure dudes use it too. But basically, if you've got I don't know what kind of hair. You put this purple shampoo in, and it makes it lighter. It makes it more blonde. And if you have blonde hair, it makes it really blonde. Something UV rays, I don't understand it. But there's this new thing that to do with this purple stuff that you put on your teeth, and it makes them white. So it's like a whitening treatment, right? And so I said to Jen, and I send stuff to Jen all the time. I'm like, hey, look at this. This would be good. I might like this. And she'd be like, yeah, put it on your Christmas list. Or I'm like, hey, what about this? This looks kind of good. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, not right now. So I sent her this teeth whitening thing. I'm like, hey, what about this? And she's like, get that.
Dude.
I smoke a lot of cigars. I drink a lot of coffee.
Bro, I honestly, I was like, I'm thinking what she might say.
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking she was going to say it's too expensive.
Nope. No, she was like, get that.
No, too expensive because the amount that you got to use per tooth.
Well, thankfully, I only have 3 teeth, so that's the upside.
The tooth to tube ratio is too much.
It would be.
No, the other way. Tube to tooth ratio.
That's what I thought you said.
I said teeth to tube.
No. Tube to tooth ratio. It would be, but I actually do have holes. I have missing teeth. I'm a trainer.
Dude, I'm telling you, activated charcoal.
Yeah, I've used the activated charcoal. We've used all that.
Love it.
Yeah, it's fine. Listen, I don't care. I don't have any cavities. I don't have any problems with my teeth.
Get that burst toothbrush. Fantastic.
I want the purple paste.
Get fine, but still get the burst toothbrush. It's actually really good.
Okay. Well, then you know what to get me for Christmas.
Wait, what?
You know what I'm getting you for Christmas? Should I say?
Did you tell me?
Yep.
You told me
before we started recording.
Oh.
Inside joke.
Yeah, you can't say it.
Okay. So anyways, all right. Question number 2. Should I go back since everything else was great and give them another chance? Heck yes. Dude, are you kidding me? Look at what you said about this church.
Yep. It's fantastic. Go.
What? Bro, people have bad experiences first time. Maybe you just in God's providence. Like, people just didn't take the initiative. I don't know what
Honestly,
happened.
you know what? I'm going to say in God's providence, he's teaching you a lesson.
Yeah, for sure.
He's teaching you like to let go of this idea that you've had and that you've placed upon others. That is, I mean, it's silly.
Yeah.
It's silly.
Yeah, don't do that. And here's the thing. Okay, so maybe this was an off day for them.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're not a very welcoming church.
Yeah.
Okay, then guess what? You can be the beginning of change by going, hey, Pastor, listen, I love this church. I'm all in. You guys this is great. I love everything.
I want to get to know more.
But, just got to say.
Just so you know, first day.
Ain't nobody smiling at me.
Yeah. But don't lead off with your rule, though. Don't tell them your rule.
Drop the rule.
Drop the rule. Don't
your
tell
rule. Your rule's lame.
Yeah, don't say the rule. You could say, hey, you know, my first time here, this was my experience.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. I can't say your name. I have beliefs that I hold. There are beliefs that I hold. I believe men shouldn't wear short pants out in public unless they're, working out. Well, don't do that.
Joey will not allow short pants on stage.
Well, first of all, I can't not allow things, but I do tell people
he does not allow it.
I don't like men wearing shorts on stage.
And if you're wearing sandals on stage,
it's gross.
It's a twofer.
Ain't nobody want to see your nasty Fred Flintstone feet up there. Women, it's fine. Dudes' feet even women's feet are kind of gross. The point is,
Joey,
cover up. That's what I'm saying. But I would never actually expect people to embrace my weird view. I have a weird view.
Correct.
I like my view.
Yep. You fight for your view.
I know it's my view, though.
Yeah, but also you do ham it up a little bit.
Of course I do.
For the bit.
Yes.
Like we have good bits.
Yeah. No, listen, there's a whole, I went on from the pulpit. I pulled one of those Steven Anderson rants where I joked about people wearing short pants on stage, and Brian has the audio clip. Maybe he'll send it to us.
That'd be great.
So yeah, but people know I'm not being serious.
But man, go back.
Please go back. It sounds like a great church,
It sounds like
man.
a fantastic church, and I think one that you'd really fit in well with.
Yeah, man. Listen, by the way, I'll take a church of 100 over a church of 1,000 9 out of 10 times. 9 out of 10 times, just based on the numbers. I would rather be in a church of 100 than a church of 1,000.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if it's got good preaching, if it's got good teaching, if it's got good singing, if they're doing the Lord's Supper, they're doing it all. Okay, man, that's pretty great.
Stick around.
Damn, man, make it. And every member, every person in the congregation contributes to the health of the body with their spiritual gifts. Use your spiritual gifts to help that body come along. Good email, good question.
Well, we'd love to hear your thoughts. You can follow us online on Instagram and Twitter at Doc and Devo, or on Facebook /Doctrine and Devotion. You can head to the website, doctrinedevotion.com. There you can contact us. You can send it for the email blast over the store, jofostore.com, and grab some gear.
Can't believe you called me meth mouth.
We got that fresh pod every Monday and Thursday. We got blog posts and video content over at the website.
My people struggle with dental health. Okay, I'm just going to say.
What do you mean your people?
Irish people.
We've also got that all-access exclusive content. We got Banter of Truth on Tuesday, Weekday Wisdom Monday through Friday.
Gum disease is not a joke, Jimmy.
Head on over to drdevotion.com/all-access. Oh, I haven't even told you yet what happened.
What? Did you lose another tooth?
No.
Because I'm not the only one that has teeth problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Candied Walnut in his salad breaking his teeth apart. What happened?
No. I can only share it on a Banter of Truth one, honestly.
Okay, we'll have to save it.
So yeah, if you want to register, head on over to drdevotion.com/all-access.
And get the band truth, then you hear about Jimmy's thing.
Later.